This is the first in a series of videos looking at activities in the oil and gas sector with a particular focus on exploration. Today I'm going to be talking about recent and upcoming exploration in Latin America, particularly in the exploration hotspots of Guyana and Mexico. And then I'm going to move on and talk about the Porcupine Basin offshore Ireland. In Guyana, we've seen the recent discoveries from Tullow Oil in its Orondoit block of Jethro-1 and Joe-1. The Orondoit block is operated by Tullow, where it is partnered by Major Total and independent Eco-Atlantic. The Jethro-1 well discovered more than its pre-drill estimated resources of 100 million barrels and confirmed the tertiary play in the region, which was opened up by ExxonMobil's Hammerhead well. The Joe-1 well encountered a thinner reservoir than expected of 14 metres, and so we expect that its resources will be less than the pre-drill estimate of 100 million barrels, and it's more likely to be in the region of somewhere between 50 to 100 million barrels. However, the important thing about Joe-1 is that it's opened up a new play, having made a discovery in the upper tertiary, and it's de-risked further prospects in the rest of the block. The next well to look out for in the region is the Carapa-1 well, which is due to spud any time imminently. Carapa-1 will be targeting over 200 million barrels, but this time, rather than a tertiary target, as we saw in Orondoit, this well will be investigating the Cretaceous. So between them, these three wells will investigate the lower tertiary, upper tertiary and Cretaceous, the three main reservoirs in the region. I'm going to move on now to offshore Mexico, where Cairn Energy is due to start a drilling campaign of 6 wells, 4 of which will be drilled by the end of this year. Cairn Energy holds interests in 4 blocks in Mexico, 2 as operator and 2 as a partner, together with ENI. I'm going to talk about the first 2 wells that we expect to be spudded in this programme. Block 9 is operated by Cairn, where the Alum-1 well is due to be spudded imminently. Alum-1 will be targeting stacked sands in the Pleistocene target, which are slightly younger sands than those seen to the east in Premier Oil's Zama discovery. The well will be targeting over 140 million barrels of oil equivalent. Also due to start drilling soon is the Saskin-1 well in Block 10, which is operated by ENI. Saskin-1 is targeting much more moderate resources of 80 million barrels of oil equivalent in the upper Miocene, but it is supported by robust hydrocarbon indicators on seismic. If successful, the well would be seen more as a tie-back to any successes elsewhere in either Block 9 or Block 10. I'm going to move on now to talking about recent developments in the Porcupine Basin offshore Ireland. But I'd like to start by talking about last month's surprise announcement by the Irish government that they were going to phase out the awarding of future exploration licences, particularly for oil in the region. The Porcupine Basin has been a focus of industry attention since the licence round in 2015, when a large number of companies moved into the region. And it now has a good mix of different types of companies, ranging from super majors such as ExxonMobil and Equinor, and also the independent companies like Europa Oil and Gas, Providence Resources and Cairn Energy. But last week, the joint venture of Total, Cairn and Providence announced that it was going to pull out of its frontier exploration licence 214. The joint venture had drilled a well here in 2017, which targeted 2 prospects, Druid and Drombeg, which turned out to be dry. But they were still interested in the deeper Diablo prospect and were hoping to come back to drill here. It looks as if they've changed their mind on the basis of the results of the recent Iolar well, which was drilled in an adjacent block by ExxonMobil and CNOOC, and the results came out in August this year, and this well was also dry. Iolar was up dip of Diablo, and any success here would have de-risked the prospect. But since it did not encounter any hydrocarbons, it looks as if the joint venture has decided to not continue with this.